Consulate, the shootings at the synagogues. What are your thoughts on those, please?
Well, they're extremely concerning. We convened the incident response group on the weekend because of the situation in Iraq, but also to ensure that all forces and resources of the federal government are cooperating with local police and provincial police, obviously with respect to the shootings at the synagogues. I have had conversations with members of the Jewish community. We're coordinating, as you saw from the RCMP, deeming the shooting at the U.S. consulate a national security incident, and we'll use the full weight of resources and ensure that the perpetrators feel the full weight of justice. Nous sommes en train d'utiliser toutes les forces du gouvernement fédéral en coopération avec la police municipale et provinciale afin de mettre les perpétrateurs aux justice. Okay, merci beaucoup.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everybody. I'm providing a consular update relating to our consular supports and assistance for Canadians in the Middle East region. Since March 4th, more than 4,300 Canadians, permanent residents, and family members arrived in Canada through direct and indirect routes from the Middle East and Gulf region. In fact, since February 28th, more than 7,000 Canadians have arrived in Canada through indirect routes from the Middle East and the Gulf region. Global Affairs has provided direct assistance to Canadians, including visa facilitation for border crossings, assistance securing accommodations and onward travel, hundreds of block-booked seats on commercial flights, several buses to reach a safe third country for onward travel, and a charter flight with more possible if demand warrants. The point that I want to make clear today is that we will continue to provide options for Canadians who wish to leave the region. I want to underline that demand has begun to decrease. And in particular, while we encourage Canadians to leave the region through commercial means, we will continue to offer support through block bookings, through charter flights if demand warrants, as well as through bus routes. And then finally, in the last 24 hours, call volumes have dropped to just over 600 compared to a peak of nearly 1,400 calls per day last week. And recent calls primarily relate to things like travel documents, flight options, travel advice, and updates for Canadians who are registered abroad. Et en français, depuis le 4 mars, plus de 4300 Canadiens résidents permanents et membres de leur famille sont arrivés au Canada par des itinéraires directs et indirects en provenance du Moyen-Orient et de la région du Golfe. Ça c'est plus de 7000 Canadiens depuis le 28 février. Aussi, nous continuons d'appuyer les Canadiennes avec la facilitation de visa, l'aide pour trouver un hébergement et organiser la suite du voyage, des centaines de sièges réservés à l'avance sur des vols commerciaux, plusieurs autobus pour se rendre dans un pays tiers et aussi un vol non lisé et d'autres s'il y a le demande pour ça. Vu que la demande pour les vols et l'assistance en général a diminué, mais on va rester là pour aider les Canadiens dans la région. Donc, je pourrais recevoir vos questions maintenant.
Have you spoken to, on the shooting at the U.S. consulate? Have you spoken to anyone in the U.S. government, the U.S. ambassador, about it?
I have spoken with the Minister of Public Safety, who has direct relevance, obviously, to this issue, a very serious and concerning issue, especially following on from shootings at synagogues in the Toronto region over the weekend, which is extremely serious and concerning. I will leave it to the Minister of Public Safety to comment once we receive more information relating to the facts, but obviously very, very concerned about this issue.
You raised your party on Friday in relation to your government's response to the Iran conflict. What sort of concerns did you hear from your caucus members?
So I want to be clear that I speak with the members of our caucus regularly, as does the Prime Minister. Friday, yesterday, Wednesdays, in general. So the concerns that we have as a Liberal caucus are, of course, to continue to support Canadians who are abroad and who wish to return home, and of course to ensure at all times, as we do, that Canada is abiding by international law and the principles of engagement that govern international law.
Decision on assisting Gulf
En
states.
français, s'il vous
Pourquoi le
plaît.
premier ministre était absent du débat hier? Et est-ce que vous comprenez les critiques ou le besoin d'entendre le premier ministre quand commence une nouvelle guerre?
Je sais que le Premier ministre prend les enjeux très au sérieux, et y compris le débat hier soir, mais en général, j'ai parlé fréquemment avec lui sur la guerre et les enjeux en général. Mais on va continuer de rester ici pour les Canadiens et Canadiennes. Et je sais que le Premier ministre est très engagé sur les enjeux très importants, comme j'ai dit. Nous avons eu une rencontre, par exemple, dimanche après-midi, et je sais qu'il va être dans la période de questions aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
For anyone, if I ever do any call-ins with anyone and something breaks at the house, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut you off because